In the near future, the world is attacked by an unknown force, and chaos is everywhere. Chicago is placed under martial law, but a family is trying to escape from the city. The father, a detective, avoids multiple barricades, telling the mother that they must regroup outside the city and fight back. The family then enters a tunnel, but the end is blocked by aliens. Before they can do anything, the aliens send a shockwave that breaks the windshields. This immediately kills the parents, leaving only the boys in the back seats. The aliens check the dead bodies and leave. After some time, the world surrenders to avoid annihilation, and the military is demobilized. The invaders are now identified as legislators who have taken control of the world. They force humans to build suitable living spaces underground in major cities, which are located in closed zones where people are helping them extract and export natural resources. This leads to a divide where people working with the aliens become richer and the rest of the population becomes very poor. Only high-ranking officials and those who work with the aliens are allowed inside the closed zones. Any rebellions are sent to be deported off the planet. The aliens block all communication between humans, making unions impossible. Despite this, many attempts are made to attack the closed zones, but they all fail, and the perpetrator's fate remains unknown. However, the message still persists, igniting a flame and starting the war. 9 years after the attack, the people working with the aliens monitor everything inside the city. Tonight, Detective William is watching surveillance footage of a young man named Gabriel, who is one of the boys that survived the aliens. Later, Gabriel meets with his friend Jurgis, who tells him that if they complete their mission today, they can leave because there is a boat waiting for them. On their way, they see a picture of Rafe, Gabriel's brother, who is now considered a hero after a failed attempt to overthrow the aliens. Rafe's location is unknown, and some claim he is even dead. Meanwhile, William is investigating a rebellious group called the Phoenix, which Gabriel and Rafe are both part of. William then visits a brothel where he meets a woman named Priscilla, who gives him a gift. William then shares his concern about the Phoenix, but partner doesn't trust him because the Phoenix was supposedly wiped out by the aliens after their failed attempt. William then shows him newspapers, which he believes the rebels are using to communicate. Later that night, two Phoenix group members, Charles and Patrick, meet and discuss that their leader, number 1, has uncovered intel about an entrance to a stadium, which will soon host a unity festival attended by high-ranking aliens, and their team plans to attack them. In the morning, Gabriel goes to work. He passes through security using his built-in chip, which is now mandatory for everyone. During break time, he receives a cigarette from a woman, puts it behind his ear, and leaves. Next, he meets Jurgis, who shows him that their boat is ready. Then Jurgis reveals a gun he purchased to shoot the aliens if he is ever caught. Gabriel feels this will put them in serious trouble if they are discovered. As they argue, they hear a car approaching. They try to run, but Gabriel is caught, and it is William behind the wheel. William takes Gabriel in his car and reveals that he and Gabriel's dad were once partners. He advises Gabriel not to end up like his brother. Later, Gabriel visits a man named Raul who is supposed to buy the cigarette from him. Instead, Raul throws him into a van and places a collar on his neck that temporarily disables his chip. The man drives him to a ruined part of town, which Gabriel recognizes, and takes him into an apartment. Gabriel removes the collar, and to his surprise, he meets his brother Rafe. Rafe explains that he is the only one who made it out and shows him that he has removed his chip, making him completely off the grid. Rafe then takes the cigarette, explaining that it contains important information for the Phoenix. Next, Rafe tells Gabriel about number 1, but no one knows who this person really is. He gives Gabriel some money and instructs him to go to the lake house. Gabriel wants Rafe to come with him, but Rafe is determined to ignite the flame and start the war. He believes this will show the world that the aliens can be defeated and ignite the war everyone has been waiting for. After Gabriel leaves, Rafe pulls out the cigarette and sends the information written on the paper roll inside it via a pigeon. Meanwhile, Gabriel returns home to his girlfriend, unaware that William and the authorities are watching and listening to him. He asked her to leave with him, explaining his brother's survival and plan to attack. However, she refuses, arguing that if his brother is alive, they will be counted as accomplices. Despite her protests, Gabriel decides to leave her behind. As Gabriel steps outside, he sees William and immediately runs into an underground tunnel close to the closed zone. Suddenly, alien robots begin chasing him. Thinking quickly, he puts his collar back on, which makes the robots and William lose track of him. At this moment, Rafe's carrier pigeon delivers the message, which is passed through a chain of Phoenix members to a covert IP center. There, the message reveals Phoenix's target, the mayor's deputy, who will gain access to the restricted zone that day. Soon the news spreads and a mechanic girl quickly rushes to her car, understanding this is her call. Eventually, they arrive at an underground clinic where a doctor performs intricate procedures to remove tracking chips, which turn out to be alien bugs. The doctor replaces these chips with bugs previously extracted from deceased law-abiding citizens. He also distributes special containers to be held in the mouth, allowing the group to appear as legitimate citizens. Meanwhile, a resistance member who is a priest meets with Rafe. Together, they visit an arms dealer and receive undetectable explosive material sourced from an alien crash site. When attached to organic matter like skin or hair, the explosives bypass scanners and it is invisible. Later, the resistance regroups and their leader distributes the new chips, identifies the operative for the mission, and provides poison capsules as a contingency to avoid capture. Next, the group infiltrates the festival and attaches the alien explosive to an official. The official approaches the aliens and detonates, killing himself and the extraterrestrials. Meanwhile, Gabriel uses this opportunity to escape the city, and William opens the gift he received, finding a cell phone inside. The city immediately goes into lockdown as the police seal the streets to hunt down the attackers. During the chaos, the priest is killed in gunfire, and Rafe is captured by an alien. While attempting to flee, he hides in a van, but his friend intervenes and kills the alien by ripping off its protective skin. Next, Gabriel searches for his friend, but discovers that their hideout has been destroyed along with their boat, so he heads back to his hometown. This success is short-lived, as the aliens, now enraged, send hunters from another world. The rebels, including Rafe and the mechanic girl, regroup to treat their injuries and hide in the city. Later, the commissioner, who has identified the dead priest's actual origin, considers giving up that location to the aliens. The aliens want to destroy the entire district. However, William tries to stop this plan, arguing that it will cause another uprising. The commissioner dismisses his concerns, insisting that the aliens are only interested in destroying Phoenix at any cost, even if it means obliterating the whole city. Then the commissioner suits up to meet with the aliens in the closed zone. Meanwhile, the police conduct an extensive raid in the town and destroy it after capturing Gabriel. One of the Phoenix members snitches on Rafe and his crew after learning that his family has been caught by the police. He gives up the location of the crew members. Meanwhile, Rafe and his friends are on a bus heading to New York City. Suddenly, the lights turn off, and police, along with hunters from off-world, sent by the aliens, arrive. Rafe's friend, who saved him earlier, kills himself to avoid getting caught. The mechanic girl is instantly killed when she tries to fight with the hunters. Rafe also tries to do the same, but he is thrown out of the bus and shot unconscious by William, who takes him into custody. Later, William interrogates Gabriel, who demands a lawyer. William dismisses the request, stating that such rights are a thing of the past and revealing that he didn't need a warrant to burn the boat. This confirms that it was William who burned the boat after learning about Gabriel's escape plan. Despite this, Gabriel refuses to cooperate. Then William takes Gabriel to see Rafe, who has been chained and beaten. Rafe is furious, believing that Gabriel had already left town as promised. He tells Gabriel not to reveal anything, saying he is already as good as dead. However, William promises to keep Rafe alive if Gabriel agrees to a job. William explains that the aliens plan to destroy their hometown as punishment for Rafe's crimes, and he doesn't want that. He tells Gabriel that if he wants to prevent this, he needs to deliver a message to Phoenix. Reluctantly, Gabriel agrees, and his mission is to deliver a message using a newspaper that William had marked earlier. Gabriel takes it to a familiar delivery spot where he meets Raul, the man he encountered before. Meanwhile, the police watch him closely using a drone. Raul transports Gabriel in the same van as before, with the whole city howling on the brink of a civil war. Next, Raul drops Gabriel at the Phoenix's office, where he faces a threatening encounter, but quickly tells them he is Rafe's brother. He hands the newspaper to Patrick, one of the men plotting on the subway. Patrick takes him to Charles, the other man from the subway. Charles is skeptical at first because he knows Rafe was caught at the bus station, but after recognizing Gabriel, he agrees to help. Gabriel insists on seeing number one, saying he knows an entrance to the closed zone. Charles leads him to a brothel, the same one William frequently visits. However, as soon as Gabriel enters, the police begin pursuing him. In the room, the woman, Priscilla, surprisingly knows Gabriel's name. Their conversation is cut short when the police burst in and kill her. Gabriel leaves the building as William and his partner Kermode arrive at the scene. William confidently walks around the room. When Kermode asks if he knows the place, William denies it. Kermode then finds surveillance equipment belonging to the woman, who is revealed to be number one, the leader of Phoenix and public enemy number one. Later, William reports to the governors and legislators through alien interpreters, detailing the network's structure and members. He identifies Charles as handling communications, Patrick as managing operations, Raul as responsible for transport, and other individuals involved in the resistance. With number 1 eliminated, many rebels commit suicide to avoid capture. William declares the Chicago resistance neutralized. When asked about Priscilla, he reveals her double life. She was a teacher named Priscilla who became an informant. William plays a recording exposing the compromised commissioner, leading the aliens to appoint him as the acting commissioner. They then send him to the closed zone to further discuss this matter. Next, Rafe and other prisoners are deported from the planet, making Gabriel lonely once again. Later, William visits Gabriel and calms him down, revealing that the mission was meant to fail all along. He hands Gabriel a memory card from the phone he received from Priscilla. Then, as the police celebrate William's promotion, he leaves early and heads to the closed zone. Meanwhile, Gabriel reviews the memory card and discovers a video of his own baby shower, recorded in the past. In the video, Priscilla, William, Charles, and other Phoenix members are present. After watching, Gabriel destroys the evidence, ensuring its secrecy. Next, William follows all protocols and prepares to enter the closed zone. It is revealed that he is carrying a massive alien explosive on his back, which is invisible to scanners. This shows that William has been part of Phoenix all along and that the mission's failure was deliberate, granting him access to the legislators. The closed zone is obliterated, and soon word spreads as multiple closed zones in different cities are destroyed as well. This becomes the ignition the resistance has been waiting for, officially beginning the war. And the movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out these awesome movie recap videos. Subscribe the Explanation Pro for our upcoming videos.